Eric, there's like a 50% chance my socks match this. They're Family Mart socks. Today we're getting back to something that I truly, truly love. Eric said, oh, I know you're gonna like this idea, so how about we do a coup video? And a coup video is where we pick one of the 23 wards of Tokyo and we just go there and we find the interesting things, the well-known things, and walk around and hopefully find some things we didn't know were there. One of those things is where we are now, which is Kaminoge Station. It's on the Oimachi line. We didn't even know that line existed this morning. It just came up in our transport route and it's here in Tokyo. People take it every day, tons of people, but we had no idea that it existed. We rode it for a little while and we popped out of the main exit here. This is the main exit. It's so small. I guess it's kind of the same size as where we came from this morning, but when you think about Tokyo and you think about being closer into the actual heart of it, you don't think that it's just going to be this many little turnstiles. It's small to me.
Turnstile.
Ah, turnstile. It will never ever get fixed. Are you excited?
So what ward is this again?
Oh shit!
I don't even know. Where is it?
It's Setagaya-ku, Setagaya Ward in Tokyo, and that is to the southwest of Shibuya, but it is one of the biggest coups of them all, so it feels like a massive undertaking. We're only going to be here for a day, so do not expect something to be extensive. We're just going to things that I thought looked cool. So
did you research on the internet? Do you have a magazine this time?
I don't have a magazine. I looked to see if you bought a Tokyo one, I feel like you're only going to get like 2 pages about Setagaya-ku.
Yeah, this isn't like a tourist spot exactly. Like it's just a place where people live. It's essentially residential. That's what I think in my head anyways.
Yes, I feel the same way that this is majorly residential. So maybe there won't be a whole lot to find out there. Also, I did exploit the internet and Google Maps on this, just finding things that popped out to me. Some of them are well known, others might not be, and we're heading probably to the most unwell-known one right now, and I can't wait to meet him.
Huh?
I can't wait to meet him.
It's got to be some sort of character or something.
Now, you are completely driving right now. Have you gone in the right direction?
I don't know where he is. I don't know who he is. I don't know what he is. How would I possibly know where he is?
We're doing pretty good.
I knew exactly where we're going.
Okay, so I think we're gonna go that way. Eric, I want to live here. Look how cool it looks. It's all 80s, kind of retro. This is not a normal house. Why does it look so cool? Futuristic, but old.
It looks like something you'd see in California.
Oh, yeah.
Setagaya being a residential area is not uncommon, but Setagaya is kind of like the ritzy area where there's quite a few rich people that live in this area. When we were looking for houses, when we were buying, like, I was like, what about in that direction? And the real estate agent was like, nah, dude, you can't afford that. And in addition to the house that we saw a few minutes ago, a lot of the houses just along the street on this block are actually quite unique looking. They don't look like normal Japanese houses. And this one has got barbed wire on the top of it, and there's a building that looks like a big compound, which is like maybe something like a famous person lives in. It's not completely impossible to see stuff like this in other places, but it's definitely an architecture style that leads you to believe like somebody's got some extra loot laying around. The houses in this neighborhood are no joke, just one after another of a compound that's just taking up what would essentially be where 7, 8, 10 houses would normally be sitting in inside of a Tokyo neighborhood. But there are still remnants of what you can tell were old style this neighborhood before it became super affluent, because you still have got some houses that haven't been scooped up by somebody and replaced by a compound. There's definitely still some older houses, but a lot of really unique looking architecture here.
Look at that.
Which one?
This one. It looks dreamy and like a log cabin in the city. Wow. Oh, more barbed wire? Yep.
The barbed wire is strange, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever even noticed that before in Japan, like outside of like an embassy or something.
They don't believe that Seicom can protect them. Better get the barbs.
Think about how expensive the land in this neighborhood is with some of these houses we've been seeing. And we've walked, again, like a block away from one of those giant compounds. And somebody's just got a field here that is just undeveloped. The land sitting here with these orange trees or Mikan trees or whatever those are is worth a fortune. And they just decided, I'm not going to develop it yet. I mean, they could just be holding on to it. Maybe they just don't need the money. Maybe there's some reason, like you can't build on this for some reason. Maybe these are like hollowed trees with oranges, religious oranges. I don't know.
Could these oranges be more important than what they could build on top of it? More lucrative?
Very unlikely. It's probably, the orange juice is like.
Every day is a trash day, and we've been walking by a whole bunch of piles that people have outside of their house. I say piles, but like they're not bad piles. It's just the normal trash going out to the curb every day, as you can see behind me. It's not a bad thing. This is normal. But this is the schedule that they have for this area of Setagaya-ku. And today is Thursday. And they're going to be taking out all the recyclables today. Newspapers, magazines, paper cartons, corrugated cardboard, and glass bottles and cans. So all the recyclables are going out. In our neighborhood, these days are separated. All of our recyclables don't go out on the same day. So that's pretty interesting. Over here, now we're going to check. Have they done it correctly?
You're definitely an old lady in Japan now when you're going through other people's trash, Katie.
All right, we got the glass, we've got the cans, and we've got the cardboard. This is a shitty day for cardboard, man. The weather today is not so great. These people have done a very good job with their trash. I give them an A+. Can't wait to be an old lady here. Gonna be that really weird old foreign lady that they really hate because she's like doubling up on the normal Japanese old lady frustrations. Yeah. Lost my train of thought.
You already are an old lady, dude.
Well, I wasn't going to do anything if I found a problem. But I've got evidence. I can see him. Can you see him? Eric thinks he saw him.
There's something in this little field over here. Just like a little nub.
Eric, who's that? Who's that?
Why did you find this?
Just on Google Maps. It's called the Lonely Lion. So we're out by the Tama River. This river goes by our house. So essentially we've just followed the river down to Setagaya-ku. We're starting at the Lonely Lion and just gonna make a random chain of events happen from here. I can't tell whether this was a good start. It was a good start, but was it worth it to come out here? I don't know yet. But it was really cute when Eric stopped. He was like, I see something. Setagaya might sound like a mouthful, but we can break it down. It's got 4 kanji for Setagaya-ku. Se, meaning the world. Ta, meaning a rice field or like a field for farming or something like that. Gaya, meaning valley. And then ku, meaning ward. Setagaya-ku.
Nihongo jozu.
I know. I came here for this tree.
Is there something special about this tree?
I saw it on the internet. It looked pretty cool. You don't get to meet big trees here. And this one's like pretty darn big, right in the middle of the city. What I didn't expect about this place was also that it was going to have tons of big statues, painted statues, animal statues. That was quite surprising because all I saw was a picture of a tree. I didn't see this temple or anything around it. I just saw a tree. So when we turned the corner and all those buddies were staring at us, that was kind of, oh wow.
The tree we've come to see is a kaya tree, and it is 18 meters tall, which for reference is 9 of me. It is the second tallest kaya tree in all of Tokyo, which is fairly interesting. I just kind of want to see the big one now. Like now I'm just driven. Not that it really matters from this perspective. I can't even see the top, but you just want to see the number 1. You know what I'm saying? Did you know that Japan is famous for its vending machines?
What? What are these?
You make a video that's like top 10 wacky things in this vending machine. It's like a list of everything.
Just the vending machine.
Here's the all 10 things.
Well, they got the Calpis cream soda. Gross. It doesn't fit. Like, it literally doesn't fit. That was weird.
What'd you decide?
I'm gonna get the deep mountain. I think it's funny that they don't know that mountains are up, not down. I chose it because it's warm.
Katie.
Oh.
Katie.
So, yeah. This was 1,000 yen, Eric Klein. What, are they giving it to you in yenis? Good God. Oh, man. This just got hefty. Alright. My goal of the day is to spend the rest of these coins. It can be done. Woohoo! It burns.
Hey, can I get 130 yen?
Yeah.
You gotta get me a cream soda, Calpis, whatever's.
No! Are you really getting that? Oh, God, I just want to vomit thinking about it. Alright, here we go.
No, I'm joking. I don't need it.
I will gladly push that button. We're on the outside of Todoroki Koen, and it's a park that has what's called a ravine inside. I don't really know what a ravine is. I have an idea of it being like a small little valley or something. We're gonna head into the park in a second, but we just heard like an amazing sound. It's a sound you don't hear in the city. Running water in a good way. I would hate to hear that coming out of my house, but it sounds very nice here. And that's why I chose to walk along the river instead of going into the park so quickly. Looking very natural. This does not feel like Tokyo at all. Specifically, these lanterns over here remind me of being in Kyoto and going to some temples there, and just the nature and the water and the architecture with this bridge. This doesn't feel like you're in the middle of the city. It's a nice little escape, not only in nature, but also in the sound. And maybe if it wasn't rainy today, it wouldn't be so loud.
Take a smell.
Dirt.
Yeah, it's kind of nice.
Wow.
Smells like nature up in here.
And in my breath, coffee. That's a good mixture.
The main path along the ravine is closed because some trees have fallen. So we're now kind of off the path a bit. What's the situation?
Well, the situation is that Google Maps was like, hey, that park's temporarily closed. And I was like, wait, what? You can temporarily close a park? And yes, indeed you can. So all the pathways on this side of the little stream are closed. Like I walked a little bit further and that one is closed. And so we're just gonna head out of this area the only way we can, which is up to a temple. We might not get to see all of the ravine, but I already saw some really cool stuff, so just is what it is.
Look at this.
Wow.
What is it, a pig or something? What do we got?
I think it's for your own interpretation.
Capybara.
Yeah, that's solid.
It is a little bit of a bummer we aren't going to get to walk along that valley because I realized I have actually been here on a stream. I was walking around just randomly. I found this beautiful valley and it was beautiful. It was quite full of people at the time. It was on a weekend and it might have been fall. I don't remember the season exactly, but I just remember being a very nice environment and like that feeling of being outside of the city, but you're still inside of the city was really nice. And I can see that's probably what drives a lot of the people to come visit and walk along that path. And the other thing that happened while I was streaming that day is I was walking up over here and I heard a bunch of noise and commotion. I was like, what's this noise and commotion? That's not usual. I walked out into the woods. I mean, we're out in the woods. And right here behind me was a pro wrestling event taking place just like randomly out in the woods. And there's a bunch of people standing around watching these dudes doing the pro wrestling thing. it's scripted and stuff, you know, it's comedic, it's funny. And one dude was running way up into the woods and he would be gone for like 20 seconds and he'd run back like he was gonna hit somebody and he'd be like, no. And he'd go back and do it again over and over, like it was a whole thing. But I got to see that, I got to live stream that, and I got to take a bunch of pictures of it. It was really cool. And I just realized while we were walking up there, I was like, this looks really familiar. This looks like the place I saw all the commotion.
So that means that it's noon, it's time to have some lunch. We are nowhere near food, but we have found some fall colors that are happening in this park. And this year, I kind of feel like fall colors have been drib drab? What is it when they come slowly? Drib drab. That sounds right. They're happening more sporadically than all together in areas. And we've gone to a few spots trying to look for fall colors. And I'm getting the impression that the temperature is changing so drastically, warm to cold this year, that a lot of trees may just go to brown much quicker. There isn't that gradual decrease in temperature that allows for the color to shift slowly. So that's kind of a sad thing. I want them to go slowly. But at least we're seeing a little bit in the park today. Who the hell rings a bell at 11:20? I know what it is. It's a school. They are changing classes. It's not like a community bell that's happening. So we're near a school of some sort, and classes are either letting out or it's time to be in class. Eric, you can see all the way to Kanagawa again. Oh my god, that came out really bad. Oh, do it again. Eric, you can see all the way to Kanagawa-ken. Alright, had fun at the vending machine getting a drink, but now I'm left with some trash. It is, let me check the time. I want to see how long the Gomi game, the trash game, will last. It is 11:38. We will see when we find our first trash can. Okay. So they got these incense. I guess they turn white when they've been burned. Okay, and you should start it from the blue end, it says. Can you confirm that? I don't want to blow things up.
I think you're alright.
Ki wa aoi stamp kara tsukete kudasai.
Yeah, you're good.
That's really strange how it changes to like pure white. It looks like clean white. And after something burns, I don't usually feel like it'll be clean white. I don't know how long the park has been closed, but it's kind of sad because fall colors is one of the things that most of the pictures on Google Maps were about. So it seems like it's missing its time to shine because it's closed. But down there, it's usually colder. So perhaps it's better that we're up here on this chilly day. Winter is just now beginning, and I don't think I'm ready for that, the coldness. But the top number is up here with us, 10.3, and that stays pretty consistent. I'd imagine that the sensors being used are the same, but the temperature down below changes kind of with every second almost, sometimes matching what's up here and sometimes getting down to like 0.5 degrees colder. So it's chillier down there.
I wonder if the air is just moving around more down there.
Less obstacles, or it's moving, it's in a tunnel kind of thing?
Maybe your hot ass just keeping things warm up here.
Oh, really? Wow. All right, it's been 11 minutes. I've got a can. We know it's recycling day. We checked the chart. We know. Got a little spook that maybe the cans hadn't been collected in this area, but each of the bins still has stuff in it. Got to do the check. But I think we're good to leave it there. For those on Patreon, your postcards are going to be coming to you from Setagaya. So we're going to toss them in the mailbox here. And they're off. There's nothing really remarkable about where we've come for lunch. It is a Teishoku restaurant, which is like a main dish with small sides. And it's close to the station because it is still raining outside. Our next destination is about 25 minutes away by public transport. So Setagaya is big. Before we jump on that bus or train, whichever way we plan on going, we're definitely going to get some food in our stomach because we've been fighting the weather all day, and that'll take it out of you, I kind of feel. I've gotten a deep fried saba, which is mackerel if you know fish. I thought this was going to come out differently because when ordering karage, I thought it was going to come out in little balls. But it is the whole fish, which is fine. And I will give it a try. I'm assuming maybe the bones have been taken out, but who knows? Eric was flicking the fin earlier. It's super, super salty, but this is something I would never make at home. So it's something to come to a restaurant and have and enjoy.
The reason Katie isn't going to be making that fish at the house is because the smell is atrocious to me. I cannot deal with it. And it keeps like wafting over here, and I'm like, you're killing my vibes. But I got something that doesn't have much of a smell, but is it kind of unique? This is a chicken-based katsu. So usually this would be based with pork. In this case, we've got a nice, tasty-looking white chicken. And I'm going to put some mayonnaise and some karashi on there and jump in. And this looks pretty tasty, actually. Really juicy. And it ends up being something like karage, kind of like fried chicken, but not exactly. The breading is different. I'm going to have a controversial opinion. This might be better than a pork-based katsu because of the juiciness. The pork-based katsus tend to be kind of dry, but this has got like just a wetness to it. I know it sounds weird talking about meat wet, but the juiciness that's in it is actually quite delicious. It's still crunchy. Good. Now that I finished the meal, and it was probably too much food for me, I want to kind of make an amendment to what I had said before. I said that the chicken is always better than the tonkatsu. It's not. It really depends on where you get it, because some people use a high grade of pork, and it can be pretty tasty. This was good. It was fun to have it to be a little bit juicy, but it probably doesn't have quite the right texture. I think tonkatsu, generally speaking, if done properly, is probably better. But I'm glad I had this. It was a little bit different, like a little bit juicy. I just wish I hadn't eaten so much because I'm a little worried about how the rest of the day is going to go.
Today's lunch was 2,200 yen, which right now is translating to probably like $15 to $17, somewhere in there. For two people, each person being under $10, I'm a happy camper. So we're getting back on the Oyamachi line, and we're gonna head kind of into the core of Setagaya-ku. And what's kind of strange is the shop behind me. Normally on the platform you'd have a convenience store, like a micro convenience store, maybe like a shoe fixing man. Like sometimes it's just a shoe fixing man. But this lady is actually just peddling some cool bags and teacups and tea-related items. Kind of surprising that this is just sitting on the track. I feel like it's not gonna be very lucrative here.
I think it'd be more lucrative here.
Yeah, I'd have more time to look. We're on a field trip now at the exciting Carrot Tower. And what's kind of funny is there's a whole bunch of kids like right there. The reason that the tower's name is Carrot Tower is because they did a contest amongst kids. We've come up to the 26th floor, which has an observation deck that's completely free. You can just look out over all of Setagaya and beyond. Eric made a really good point. There's a little cafe on this floor, and he was like, if they're not selling carrot cake, they've missed the mark. And they are not selling carrot cake. They've got tiramisu. This is not the tiramisu tower. They've got other random cakes, but they've also got the Hershey Kiss plate.
In addition to the Sky Carrot restaurant, the cafe with no carrot cake, but Hershey Kisses, the cool view, and the field trip that we were a part of, there is a radio station broadcasting out of here, and the DJs are inside of this little booth. And as you can see, these women are sitting along the bench, and they're just like intently looking in. So to some people at least, the people inside that booth are famous. It's kind of a cool place for a radio station broadcast too. Just like if you're the DJ, you get to look out over Tokyo from the DJ booth while you're talking to the world.
Somebody put the wrong trash out. So we're in Setagaya right now. It's kind of like a hip happening, maybe not as hip as I say with the word hip. It is a interesting kind of place. It's a little bit lively for Setagaya. It's definitely kind of a hub area and has lots of stores and lots of shops. But we are walking down this road until we find him. Eric, I can see him. Can you see him?
Is it just this cow?
Yeah, it's definitely that cow. Let's just keep walking.
I don't know what I'm looking for here. So the guy with the butt head?
No. This one isn't hiding at all.
It's not hiding, so it's like just out. I'm just missing something?
But you're probably in a bad position.
Oh, is it over here? Wow. That's dope. Look at the little girl in his hand. It's really cool. It's a cool perspective thing. Like make him look even bigger than he is. And he's already pretty big. That's a big monkey.
A fun thing that Eric has discovered that I don't even think about, but anytime you go by a kyde, which is Kaldi, kyde, it's like an import store. They usually are handing out coffee. So if it's a cold day or you need some pep, you can get yourself some coffee at the door.
It's free.
Sabisu.
So this is the other streetcar that's still in Tokyo.
Oh, this is the other one.
Yeah.
So there's only 2 left now.
I think so, yeah.
Oh, wow.
The city used to be covered with these things, and they put them all underground, basically. We should do a video series on this train line.
I'm in. I'm not getting in now because I got other things to do, but wow, cool.
It's fika time, and we just walked around the corner, and we saw a place called Fonpon. So it's a little bakery, and they make their baked goods there. I got a caramel and apple croissant because I saw the croissant.
I got a chocolate snail.
And I wanted the croissant. Cannoli? Is that the right word for that thing?
They say it's not a cannoli. It's a carone.
Carone. Oh, okay.
But I'm not saying that about pronunciation. I think that they're actually different things.
Oh,
yeah.
all right.
A cannoli is like the long, like I think it's Italian. It's like a crunchy shell with custard
it's
inside.
like harder, right?
This is like a circular bread thing. I think they're different things.
All right. To Setagaya.
To Setagaya.
If you come, I say this all the time. If you come to Japan, go to the bakeries, like the local ones. They're so good.
It's buttery.
It's appley. I don't know if I see the caramel. Maybe it's just like kind of drizzled on the top. It's got a crunch on the top, but no, it's good. And it was like, this was a little expensive, I guess. This was
What are you talking about?
Wasn't it 260 yen?
Oh, maybe.
I think. Well, I guess that's about right. I mean, it's like $1.75 or something like that. Like, what am I? Oh, the chocolate's good.
It's all right. Better than expected. So busy thinking about cannolis that we're not pronouncing what I just ate correctly. So it might have actually stuck in our heads if we thought it's called korone. Korone is nothing like cannoli. It's kind of close. I don't know, but they're different things. Korone. So we're all sugared up, about 10 minutes away from something really cool. Are you ready to see them? I'm gonna milk it pretty hard. Brought Eric to a temple. It's a pretty popular temple. And I've told him that we're looking for them.
I see like a cat.
What?
Yeah.
Where?
Like right there.
Oh, wow.
Is that the cat I'm looking for? Is there more than one?
Well, them
Oh, there's gonna be
would
a whole
indicate
bunch.
maybe.
That's why there's so many foreigners here. Because there's cat stuff.
Yep.
Makes sense.
I'm gonna do Eric's griping for him on 2 points. Number one, that is, it's after 4 o'clock, so it is dark here in Japan. Number two, yes, thank you for showing that. I was like, wow, is he upset that I called him out on his bitching? No, he's showing you that it's dark. Number two, the battery on the camera has been drained really easily today, and the camera was on in the bag for a while, so we don't know when this video is just gonna suddenly end. So, good luck to us. Gripes over. I have a gripe, which is, what is up with parks in Japan? This space that we're in right now is labeled as a koen. Koen means park in Japanese. So hopefully you can see what's going on in this park. It's a kind of open area with 2 hippos. It's just 2 hippos. I kind of feel like if you've got a park, you at least need to be able to come and eat your bento lunch in the park. Like, at the very least, there's got to be a bench. Eric was sitting. You just have your lunch on the hippo. Feels rude, though. There's no benches, there's no things to play on. There's really no interesting vegetation at all. What? I can't believe they called this a park. Hey, girl.
Yeah.
We're gonna be walking up to another thing. You just let me know when you see them. I kind of feel like what I've created in this route just took us to a whole bunch of things that I find of particular interest, and I realize that what I find of particular interest is big things. Or like animal related things.
I was gonna say, the Maneki Nekos were not big.
Yeah, true, but it was a big display of them. So kind of feel this might have like a one feature feeling to it, but regardless, it's really fun to have walked through Setagaya and found all of these just random things that I never even knew were here. I also have to state that I took off a few items from our list today because there just wasn't time, and other things felt like walking around in the rain might not be that enjoyable.
Have you been in this capture shot at all?
Yeah, I think so. I'm very good at photography and movie making.
I know what we're gonna see.
Well, if you know what we're gonna see, then you tell me when you find him.
Yeah, okay, so Katie's been surprising me with things all day today, and I looked up and saw something that says Toho Studios, which means there's gonna be a Godzilla, man. Like, there's gonna be a Godzilla over
You
here.
gotta end with the big boy.
Is this the actual, like, whoa, there he is.
Wow.
This is the studios where they actually film?
Oh, I have no idea.
Like, is it like Universal Studios, but Toho with Godzilla?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. We gotta get across
we're
the
stuck
street.
on this side of the street. I definitely thought this was gonna be bigger than it is, but just let it be what it is. This little guy over here. He's not as big as I thought, but he's like exactly what you would think for when you were little, like the my size Barbie. I know they had the ones that were the same size as little kids or whatnot. This is the my size Godzilla. It's perfect. We could take it home.
This would be amazing in the yard.
Yeah.
Personally, my favorite thing about Godzilla is pretending he's opening a present.
He's always so excited. We have a phrase that's like, "Oh, you guys, can't believe you guys got me this. You had a surprise party for me. Wow." Psyched.
The big camera's battery is officially dead. I actually have 2 of them, and somehow we burned them both. I've never ever once done that before. I don't understand what's going on, but regardless, we don't have any batteries used, so now we're on a little action cam that we carry as a backup. And been walking around, I've been a little frustrated because the battery situation has been giving me anxiety, and we've been trying to find a place to eat, and the area that we're in now doesn't really have a lot of options. It's a lot of izakayas and bars and drinking food and stuff. So we narrowed it down to a couple things. We looked up which one had the best rating. This little Italian place we've landed at has a 3.9 on Google, which is fine. And one of the things that we were eliminating is places that were too confusing to like deal with. I'm frustrated kind of, and I don't want to deal with too many choices or whatever. We sat down and look at this pile of menus they've given us.
You got choice paralysis. Oh my god.
Will you be able to choose something before last order?
No. This is amazing.
All right, the food has come, and to be clear, this is just like a little family restaurant cafe, probably a chain. I don't know if I've ever seen it before, but you can tell by the menus.
You have to define what family restaurant means.
Oh, family restaurant. Yeah, it's just like
It's a restaurant for families, not a restaurant run by a family.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, so it's a restaurant for customers of family customers, but it's like supposedly like it's something easy, which is what we wanted. So I'm not complaining or anything, but I ordered a bolognese pasta, and it's got. I ordered I up-priced it a little bit because I wanted to get it with eggplant, and they also put cheese on here, but the cheese they put is like quite literally a slice of cheese, like sandwich cheese. So my hopes are kind of not in an accelerated place, and like a teenager back there like cooked this out of a bag or something, you know. It's like kind of what your expectations need to be. It's pretty good. It doesn't taste like it's okay, but it's kind of okay in the way that like Kraft mac and cheese is good. Like it's in the same like that vein. Like you like it because it's like kind of trashy. That's sort of what it is. The cheese is really not that great, but it's like that trashy goodness, which is kind of fine. Also, I've been grumpy and hungry, so like at this point, anything is okay. Got a couple of salads on the side. Katie got a pasta that's probably not worth talking about. Ooh, salad's not bad. Yeah, I'd say, considering the fact that there wasn't much out there to try, much out there to eat, I'm happy that we landed with food. We were getting to a point where I was going to strangle somebody. Sink. Like when I sink into your throat?
Yeah. If Biggie Smalls was still there, I'd assume you were talking to them. Oh, I really thought a fight was happening. Kind of disappointing.
That lady got involved and she didn't want to be involved.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
From one train station to another, I am freaking tired.
Yeah.
And we have walked quite a long way across the entire length of Setagaya-ku? It's
The
what it felt
entire
like.
length? No.
Really? Is it
No.
much bigger than this? It feels
Oh, yeah.
huge
It's much
for how
bigger
far
than this.
we've walked.
We certainly didn't go to the south area. Oh, no, we did go to the south. We haven't touched the north very much. Yeah.
So that means, like, as usual, there's a lot more to
Yes.
this ward than what we were able to see in a day, obviously. I had only kind of known where Setagaya was. I'd been here before, but I didn't have like an image of what it felt like here, and it feels distinct.
I didn't even know where it was because people would be like, yeah, I live in Setagaya, and I'd be like, oh, cool.
Sometimes you end up in a situation where you like know where things are via train, but you don't know where they are geographically too. You know what I mean? So that can happen. But yeah, I'm happy that we came over here and did this, and it definitely has a vibe, and we saw a lot of very expensive houses. Like that really does stick out. But there were a lot of really cool parks, and as we just walked around and found like little dudes everywhere, like a tiger and the tohu thing and stuff.
I didn't think it was going to become the let's find dudes day, but it was. It's a good day.
Yeah, so it's fun, and we should do more award videos. I know sometimes I'm kind of like, I don't know.
I fully agree with this statement.
I find them boring sometimes. I really
can't
shouldn't.
believe he's saying that. That's
Because
stupid.
it's like they're legitimately fun. We go and we have a good time, and it's fun to just explore. And now I've got an image of what this place is in my head, and that is cool. Katie did have one more thing.
Oh, you're gonna let me talk about it?
And
wow.
oh no, you let you talk about it. The editorial decision. Maybe I'll cut it out. What do you want?
Wow. Okay, editor.
There is a park that is about a 20-minute walk north of here.
Let me explain.
And we're not going because I'm wanting to say because I'm tired. And mostly because it would add like an hour and a half to our day, and I'm wiped out.
Yes, it's
But-
already like 8:30, and we have been going since 6:30 this morning. So, if you would like to enjoy some true crime, here in Setagaya-ku was the last massacre that happened that no one has been charged with. There have been some arsons that have taken people out, but this one was the last one in the early 2000s that took place. There is a podcast about it, and maybe in a future stream we'll go and see the house where it happened. The podcast is called Faceless. I don't believe it's on streaming platforms. Just search it on the internet, and I listened to it. It's an interesting listen. I don't know if the podcast is that great, but Setagaya-ku's got a little bit of a weird history there.
And the weird part about it is it's a house inside of a park.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe we'll check it out on the stream sometime.
It's weird. Eric is not interested
I'm
in
really
this
not
stuff.
interested.
And
It's
I was
so
like, I
weird.
know you're going to tell me
Honestly,
no. And he was just like, oh,
I want to
okay.
see the house in the park. That's abnormal.
Yeah. So, future stream maybe. But Setagaya-ku was amazing. Had a really good, fun time making you giggle. And now we're going to go home and rest up.
These houses are no joke. There is just one after another that is just a gigantic, like, entire block of houses in... Okay, I made eye contact with them. It freaked me out.
That'll happen. Setagaya-ku might sound like a mouthful, but it's pretty simple when you break it down. This is se, and that means the world. This is ta, and that means like a rice field or a field for farming. This is ga, and it has many other pronunciations, but in Setagaya, it's ga, and it means valley. And this is, oh crap, I fucked it up. It's Gaia.
Maybe a little more sunlight, maybe a little more height. He can reach the top, get number one, but more likely somebody will cut down the other one. It's kind of a dark joke because they're cutting down a bunch of trees in the central Tokyo area. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that.
It's time to send out the postcards. So we just found a post box, which is another kind of Gomi game you can play. Not that these are crap, I'm starting that over.
Sink, sinkity, sink, sink. You can eat the fin?
Crunchy. There's a cafe here on the 26th floor of the Carrot Tower. I don't think you put the in front of it, but the Carrot Tower. I'm gonna start over.
This can be designed. Oh, your finger is not working.
I'm not a human. No one is human. Okay.
Hey, turn around. You stop.
Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna check something.
Help us make more videos by supporting us on Patreon, where you can get fun perks like early video access, your name on the screen, and monthly postcards in the mail.